We're no longer grateful for the scraps that you have thrown us. We're no longer begging you, holding out a cup. We're no longer satisfied inside your institutions. Together, we are moving out and moving up. Now we're moving and we're caring and we're sharing, we're growing. Our lives together, we find it deep inside. Why can't you simply understand? Everyone is special. Life is not worth living without dignity and pride. Well, it used to be the policy to let us die or kill us. Then it became somehow humane to lock us all away. Times have changed, we have changed. Now we won't accept it. Our lives are just too precious, and we are here to stay. You can sing it if you want to, because we're going to do it together. Well, we're moving and we're caring and we're sharing and we're growing. We find our strength together, we find it deep inside. Why can't you simply understand? Everyone is special, that's you too. How about that? Life is not worth living without dignity and pride. Dignity and pride, that's what we want for everyone, right? Not some of you think some of us really aren't quite human. That's how you try to justify the cruel things you do. But there is no way you can stop us. We will love our way to freedom. That bears repeating. There is no way you can stop us. We will love our way to freedom. It's a lifelong living struggle, and somehow we'll make it through. We're going to do the chorus 2 times. I want a little bit of enthusiasm here, because we're moving and we're caring and we're sharing and we're growing. We find our strength together, we find it deep inside. Why can't you simply understand? Everyone is special, and life is not worth living without dignity and pride. Once more, where we're moving and we're caring and we're sharing and we're growing. We find our strength together, we find it deep inside. Why can't you simply understand? Everyone is special, and life is not worth living without dignity and pride. 2 months of pride. We're into the 2nd month of pride, and it's disability pride.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. You sound awake. I'm Melinda Tuhus, today's worship associate. My pronouns are she and her. Welcome to the Unitarian Society of New Haven, USNH. We are a diverse, multi-generational faith community that is kind and generous, helps to shape personal beliefs, provides a safe place to make new friends and stronger connections, and works to create a more just world. We're glad you are here. If you are newer to this congregation or are returning after a break, we invite you to contact the Connections team after today's service or by writing to membership@usnh.org, and we will do our best to connect you with the aspects of congregational life you are seeking. And I have a few announcements.
By the way, I'm Elaine Kolb, she, they, we.
After today's service at noon, Karen Swanson, Mark Eisenberg, Kathy Haskins, and Maggie Goodwin will be hosting an adult religious education discussion circle in the air-conditioned Children's Chapel. Don't need it so much today, but please join for a lively discussion of recent USNH worship. The topic will be delight. And here's an announcement for everyone. Your congregation needs you. Pick up a list of volunteer needs from small to large and find ways to support USNH without needing to join a committee. Many hands make light work and help USNH get things done. Look for the handout after the service or for information in the newsletter. The call to worship this morning is by Sharon Wiley. Let us speak today of wholeness. You are welcome here, all of you. Every part of you beautiful just the way you are. Here you do not need to be something more or something less. No holding back, no hiding, no exerting yourself, no trying to do more or be more. You have inherent worth and dignity. Nothing to prove here. You don't have to try and be witty or more quiet or more outgoing. You are beautiful, every part of you beautiful just the way you are. You do not need to change anything about yourself to be welcome here. You are extraordinary. Each and every one of you different from each, and beautiful in your own beautiful way, breathtaking. Let us silence our devices and let us worship together.
We light the chalice today, recognizing that ableism is one of the other oppressions which needs to be dismantled in ourselves and our institutions, according to the 8th principle of Unitarian Universalism, moving towards disability justice will create a truly beloved community.
If you will, please rise in body or spirit and sing with me hymn number 1021, Lean on Me. I just leaned on Sharon McBlain because I realized I couldn't read all the words the way they are in the book without somebody holding it for me.
Am I tall enough?
You are so tall. So would you please sing with me? And we'll try to do this the way it is in the book, but sometimes my head just wanders into the world of folk music. Sometimes in our lives, We all have pain, we all have sorrow, but if we are wise, we know that there's always tomorrow. Lean on me when you're not strong. I'll be your friend. I'll help you carry on. For it won't be long till I'm gonna need somebody to lean on. Verse 2, please swallow your pride. If I have things you need to borrow, for no one can fill those of your needs that you won't let show. Lean on me when you're not strong. I'll be your friend. I'll help you carry on. For it won't be long till I'm gonna need somebody to lean on. If there is a load you have to bear that you can carry, I'm right up the road. I'll share your load if you just call me. Lean on me when you're not strong, and I'll be your friend. I'll help you carry on, for it won't be long till I'm gonna need somebody to lean on. Lean on me, family. Call on me, family, when you need a hand. We all need somebody to lean on. I just might have a problem that you understand. We all need somebody to lean on. Chorus, one last time. Me, when you're not strong, and I'll be your friend. I'll help you carry on, for it won't be long till I'm gonna need somebody to lean on. Friends, we take time in our service each week to name the joys and concerns of the community. We are a caring congregation, and pastoral support is offered through our pastoral care coordinators and our minister. Now, today is a day of transition. It is the last day of Reverend Marion Viesel's official work with us. Marion has been providing pastoral care to this community since December 2022. And with deep gratitude and big love, we transition her away from that role, since Reverend Stephen Kendrick will be starting tomorrow. As this transition occurs, if and when a pastoral concern arises, you can reach out to a pastoral care coordinator, you can sign the Joys and Sorrows book in the lobby, or contact our congregational administrator, Jamie Ross. This week, Elaine Kolb shares a joy that on July 26, 1990, that was the day when the ADA, Americans with Disabilities Act, was signed into law in the United States. She also shares this as a sorrow because of how prevalent ableism and disabiliphobia are still in today's world. May we celebrate this Disability Independence Day with hope that all will find radical and inclusion and welcome. I also have an announcement from Bill Goward. Did Bill make it here today? Okay, he was hoping to make it here today. Bill shares that he fell this week and fractured a couple of ribs. He definitely welcomes your healing energy and good wishes. And so can we send him a little bit of good wishes and good energy right now? Bill, that was for you. On a much more somber note, we also hold in love and healing the Community Unitarian Universalist Church of Plano, Texas, which was the target of a firebomb attack last Sunday, the 23rd. Luckily, no one was injured, and damage to the building was contained to the front entrance area. We offer our praise to local first responders, including police and fire personnel, for their work, and to the CUUC, that's the Community Unitarian Universalist Church of Plano, to their staff and leadership for their quick response. A worship service was still able to be held last week, and they are meeting Central Time, or Mountain Time, I'm not sure which, this week as well. USNH sent some messages of support to them this week. If you would like to do the same through a card or a letter, please see Jamie Ross for their contact information. Elaine will lead us in our spoken meditation.
Some of you remember Katie Van Vleck. And Katie Van Vleck is the reason that I'm still here. Those of you who don't know her or didn't know her, she died on May 14th, 2017. What I write are messages. I receive messages. Sometimes it feels like I'm taking dictation. This poem came through and to me on May 13th, 2021, when I was thinking quite deeply about Katie. It's called Everything and Everyone. Everything is mind over matter. When we don't mind, it doesn't matter. When we do mind, especially when we also body, heart, and soul, then everything matters, even materializes, co-creating the universe. Relatively speaking, math, science, and spiritual wisdom all agree. Our energy, frequency, vibration, matter. Sparks of eternal, universal light and love. Everything and everyone that is. Everyone and everything that ever has been. Everything and everyone that is to come and will be. Everything cannot be destroyed. Each and all, everything and everyone that is, that ever has been, that ever will be, will evolve and grow distinctly, yet simultaneously, constantly, creatively, interdependently, transforming and changing forever. Woo! Cosmically speaking, we are quite literally stardust. astrophysicists, sages, and shamans may have many disagreements, yet everything and everyone is created in mysterious ways. Every molecule, every atom, every element comes from somewhere else, light years away. What was before the Big Bang? How many Big Bangs do we get in an eternal universe? Life is a miracle. You have the words to the chorus, we are everyone. Everything and everyone, and we are everyone. This is my friend Judy Reynolds. And everyone includes you and me. We are everyone. We've only just begun to understand the truth that sets us free. We are everywhere, whenever people care enough to be the best that we can be. And we are every way that people love and pray, on the mountains, the deserts, and the sea. Everyone includes you and me. We're your sisters and your brothers, your fathers and your mothers. We are the fruit of every family tree. And the nuts. We're your neighbors and your friends. The circle never ends. We are every kind. We are each degree. And we are everyone. We've only just begun to understand the truth that sets us free. We are everywhere, whenever people care enough to be the best that we can be. We are every way that people love and pray, on the mountains, the desert, and the sea. Everyone includes you and me. Every color, every shade, every class and every grade, though for ages now the world has kept us down. We are rising now from our suffering. We've learned how to share the joy and beauty that we found. And we are everyone. We've only just begun to understand the truth that sets us free. We are everywhere, whenever people care enough to be the best that we can be. And we are every way that people love and pray, on the mountains, the deserts, and the sea. Everyone includes you and me. I love the harmony. Let's do it some more. We are weak and we are strong. We are right and we are wrong. We're trying to make it better as we go. When we are young and we are old, our stories will be told. We're sharing with each other as we grow, 'cause we are everyone. We've only just begun to understand the truth that sets us free. We are everywhere, whenever people care enough to be the best that we can be. We are every way that people love and pray, on the mountains, the deserts, and the sea. Everyone includes you and me. We are born and then we die, and in between we try to do the best we can with who we are. And together we find the bravest souls are kind, and always try to touch a shining star, 'cause we are everyone. We've only just begun to understand the truth that sets us free. We are everywhere, whenever people care enough to be the best that we can be. And we are every way that people love and pray, on the mountains, the desert, and the sea. Everyone includes you and me. That means everyone. Nobody is excluded in disability justice.
Every week, we lift up the spiritual value of generosity by taking an offering for the ministries of this congregation. For those watching online while the music plays, I urge you to consider navigating to the usnh.org website and making a donation. Donations can also be sent by U.S. mail to USNH at 700 Hartford Turnpike, Hamden, Connecticut, 06517, where we're sitting right now. Those here in person can make donations on their way out of the sanctuary at the end of the service, or you may use the QR code printed in the order of service to make a donation. The offering will now be gratefully received.
The words to the song you're about to hear translate into English as follows. All who bring dreams to life will triumph in their struggle. Their mind and soul will overcome. Those that learn the dance will laugh their way through life. When you give all you've got, your force will multiply and your heart will grow.
Todos que convierten sueños en realidad, todos que convierten sueños, todos que convierten sueños en realidad. Su lucha triunfará, su alma y su mente ganará. Señor, los que aprenden el baile lograrán reír con la vida. Cuando das todo lo que puedes dar, su fuerza se aumenta y su corazón crecerá. Sí, Señor, los que aprenden el baile lograrán reír con la vida, vida, vida. Cuando das todo lo que puedes dar, su fuerza se aumenta y su corazón crecerá, sí, Señor. Los que aprenden el baile lograrán reír con la vida, vida, vida. Todos que convierten sueños en realidad. Todos que convierten sueños. Todos que convierten sueños en realidad. Todos que convierten sueños.
My name is Claire Bian, and I am, as many of you know, a mental health advocate and educator. And I chose to read this poem that I wrote in response to someone who wanted to impose their perspectives on me. And it really speaks to the fact that one of the rallying cries of the various groups that joined forces to ensure passage of the ADA was nothing about us without us. And you will understand why I chose it. Perspectives on relationship, free will, and faith. Not mine, even if yours, this being you name the Father, God. His presence too strong for my sensibility, his qualified and qualifying claims of omnipotence, omniscience, and compassion, challenging to say the least. Perhaps because he said that he is also my Father and loves me almost as much as he loves you, insisting that I believe he is all that he says he is, peppering his words with disclaimers, in this instance for now, but not in that, though maybe later, as if to cover all his bases. He is such a very human God. How can I suspend disbelief in this omniscient, omnipotent, compassion-claiming being who says he has known me since birth and has followed me all my life, and who says he loves me when he got the most basic facts wrong? But perhaps that's the fate of all daughters. Or maybe it's because parents forget who's who and who did what and when and sometimes where, though that's usually the fate of second-born and later daughters and sons. Maybe I should be more forgiving. But then again, if I must forgive your God his foibles, then why must I also suspend disbelief about whether he is the one true God, whom I ought to claim as my own, rather than simply another child of the universe, as imperfectly loving and given to occasional hating, passionate about justice and the quest to right injustice, even as he continues to weep for the world. Perhaps it is because he is clearly ever so much more dedicated to you than to me. And if that's the case, then I ask quite simply that I be given the right to claim the beings who have loved and guided me in this life as my own, and I will leave your God to you, knowing he has never been mine.
Okay, whatever. You say what?
I need to hear you when you're not looking.
Okay, sorry.
That's okay.
Disability justice matters. Disability justice has evolved past and beyond the limitations of the disability rights movement to be more inclusive. Yay. Disability justice is interracial, multicultural, intergenerational, intersectional, gender fluid, with cross-disability solidarity. Wow. That's everyone. Everyone, you too. Disability justice holds and lifts up everyone. We're going to play a video that was produced at the 1993 Disability Pride March in New York City, and I was there. I even got to perform. It's about 5 minutes long, but it shows disability justice in a beautiful way. So I want you to watch and start observing the variety, the extreme inclusive variety, and also some of our ancestors who are no longer on the planet, including Judy Heumann and Justin Dart, and many others were there. And you'll get to see them with a huge crowd in New York City, marching with pride. Let's watch it.
Something in your soul. Light is somewhere. You are in control. Pride is the peace within. Finally makes you whole. Celebrate your difference with pride.
Pride in yourself is bound to set you free. Pride in who you are, a person just like me. Pride and self-respect and gentle dignity. No one can take away your pride.
Pride can make you angry. Pride can make you strong. Pride's the key that unlocks the door to rooms where we belong. Pride is our destiny and where we all came from. Turn around and embrace your pride. equal without your liberty. Fighting to give freedom to a prisoner like me. Pride is always with you, wherever you may be. Once won, you'll never lose your pride.
Pride is a rocky road, it's straight and doesn't bend. Pride's a path you follow, pride's your closest friend. Pride's a source inside your heart from which you can draw strength. Begin on your journey is pride.
Pride's the road between us, pride's the bridge we burn. Pride's the victory, the battle from which we will return. Pride's the spark, the fire within, the crucible, the germ. The seed of our power is our pride.
It's so important for our people to show to the world that we are proud of who and what we are.
Glory, hallelujah. I'm a human being. I'm declared by law to be an American citizen.
Justin Dart was saying, "Glory, hallelujah." I have been declared a citizen with full rights in the United States of America. Glory be. Something like that. Anyway, some of us including me, demonstrated and got arrested to getting the Americans with Disabilities Act passed. And since then, we've also been fighting really hard and demonstrating and getting arrested repeatedly all over the place to try to free our people from confinement in places they don't want to be. Sorry, that was a burp.
I live in a nursing home.
Wait a minute, we need you to use the microphone when you speak.
Okay. Well, I could be here. I live in a nursing home. I was incorrectly diagnosed with dementia or early onset Alzheimer's. I've been there since April 15th of 2022. After about 6 months, my psychiatrist said, "You should be in an apartment and living on your own." Okay, we did all the applications. I'm still waiting. And every time I get an apartment and something happens, I cry a little more. Because sometimes things in a nursing home aren't very nice. Sometimes they ignore people who are nonverbal and forget to talk to them. Sometimes they are rough in the way they handle people who can't move on their own. Sometimes they scold you if you happen to get off the elevator on the wrong floor. They'll tell you, hey, you don't belong there. Go upstairs with the rest of them. The rest of the demented and those with Alzheimer's. So I was improperly placed there. Well, a year ago, October, I got together a whole group of residents and Elaine was there. And I read a story, and each of the residents that I chose either held up something that was part of the story or they narrated. Now tell me, these folks on the 4th floor couldn't do that? Well, let me tell you, we had the recreation room full of residents to watch this story. The story was a little old woman who was not afraid of anything. And basically, the idea of the story starts with 2 shoes that go clomp, clomp, clomp on her way to go pick her herbs and medicines. And she says, I'm not afraid of you. Get out of my way. And it went on to trousers and a shirt and I forget what else. Oh, goodness. It's okay. And the hat and so on. It was a top hat, of course. And the story goes on. And if you have grandchildren, get this story. It's a lot of fun. And they can help you act it out. And so each time she passed, like the trousers, they shook. And sometimes they passed the shirt, and that shook too in a different way. And then there were the trousers, and then there was the pumpkin head. Well, on this side of the picture, the pumpkin head was smiling because he was trying, that was his job, to scare the little old lady. And she says, I'm not afraid of you. Get out of my way. And she walks to her cottage and she gets in her rocking chair and starts to rock very silently. And all of a sudden there's on her door. It was the pumpkin head, only this time the pumpkin head was crying. And he said, what are we going to do? And she thought, and she thought, and she got an idea. Psst, 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 she whispered to the pumpkin head. And he went away, and she went back and went into her bed to sleep for the night. And in the morning, she opened her door. And what do you think was outside? The 2 shoes that go clomp, clomp. They were in her garden, by the way. The clomp, clomp, the trousers that went wiggle, 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 and the shirt that went shake, shake, shake. And there's several other different pieces of, how would you say it? Several other different pieces of clothing anyway. And all of a sudden, she looks out in her garden, and there's the pumpkin head with the hat on. And what do you think they built? What goes in a garden with all those clothes? A scarecrow. So they built a scarecrow, and they're scaring all the crows out of her garden. That's what they had to do. But this story was given and narrated and prepared by at least 15 residents in the home out of 400. And it was all from the floor where they were all supposedly, all of the performers were from the floor that were supposedly demented or they had Alzheimer's. Now tell me how that worked. We had so much fun. And every day I walk in the halls, they poke me in the shoulder. You gonna do another story? So I've already been scheduled for this October. God willing, I'm not present for more, but I might go back and do some. But there are people there's one girl that has had a stroke. She's not very old, she's in her 50s. And she was sitting in her bed eating her breakfast, and someone spilled a hot cup of tea all the way down her shoulders. Just 2nd and 3rd degree burns, which meant that she couldn't operate her power chair because that she had to be in bandages for healing for over a month. And now I'm trying to get things to help her because she's hoping to get back with her mom and in her own house. And they always find some kind of something that will stop us. The last one was Residence Home in Hamden refuses to take Section 8 and Title 19. So as a result, they only want people that could pay out of their pocket to have their own apartment. It's not fair. I was so disappointed. I was at the top of the list for an apartment. But to go back to a fun story, in September of 1973, I moved to Milford, and I was going to a church with a large deaf community. Well, guess what? I was nosy. So I thought, my girlfriend and I found a class, because there wasn't any in adult ed back then, at the Presbyterian Church in New Haven, with 2 interpreters that were teaching it. And I took 4 semesters with my girlfriend to learn sign language. And after that, they told us, we're sorry, we can't teach you anymore. You need to associate with the deaf. So I did. Even babysitting for their kids and taking them to the beach where I live nearby, and making meals for them if someone was sick. Anything I could do to help the deaf. Even picking them up to bring them to church. Then I had a station wagon. So these are the things that help us feel integrated into society. When people, even though I have disabilities, my knees started dislocating when I was 6 years old. I learned to interpret meetings and conventions for the deaf. I started teaching sign language for adults who had autistic children and their children were learning to sign. I'm trying to teach Michelle to sign now, but it's hard because she can only use her left hand. Her right hand won't do anything anymore. Because not only because of the stroke, but because of the burns. So please keep Michelle in your prayers. And I wouldn't mind a couple too, so that I can get into my own place and I can have Elaine come visit me and we can have good meals together. And we have 3 adopted nephews that we invite down to have fun with, who have special needs of different kinds. And it makes your life complete to do things like that. So I turn the show back to you, Elaine.
So I would like to know, does anybody here think that Judy Reynolds should be trapped in a nursing home? How many people here know that there are 500,000, 500,000 at least, certified people with disabilities on waiting lists all over the United States, thousands right here in the state of Connecticut.
And the state of Connecticut
Okay,
has,
wait a minute.
the state of Connecticut has very few apartments available. They're the worst state in the union for apartments for low income and disabled.
So we are announcing today, in a moment we're going to sing Let's Get Together. And what I would like would be for everyone here to really take a deep breath and look inside yourself and ask, what can I do that would assist? And I'm announcing the formation right here, right now, of the Extended Family Network. The Extended Family Network will help individuals and families and each other interdependently. No us and them, it's, oh, sorry. Sorry, I'm not used to microphones that much. I got to get better at it. Sorry. Anyway, the Extended Family Network. How many people can be rescued and assisted and provided with what they need to live in the community? We can do it. So let's get together. Let's pass out the instruments. You have the words. Do you have the words? Let's get together. Some of you have them, and some of you just have the chorus. Now, while we're passing them out, and I know some people may have to leave, but we're going to teach you some sign language. Is that okay? Would you like that? Okay. These are the words.
This is the chorus.
Let's get, okay, together.
And work to succeed. That's how you sign it.
Ah, you pay attention to her.
You never know until you try. Your thumb goes between your index finger and your middle finger. Try. In case you're interested, if you shake that letter T, that's backward.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay?
Okay,
Let's
get together and work it.
To become successful, we can help each
Oh,
other.
no, I don't. Oh, okay, just come back here, because we're. Okay, thank you. Thank you, yes.
So now you have it. Let's try it together.
Thanks.
Let's get together
You can stay up here if you want to. Stay up here if you want to.
and work. One hand on top of the other with your palms down. Work it out. That means successful. You'll never. Remember the parking signs on the street? They have a circle and a line. That's the sign for never. Never. No. Something pulls into your head until you try. The two T's again. Let's get together and work it out. We can help each other get by. Let's succeed. This, yeah, one more set. This American Sign Language is not a word-for-word translation of English. American Sign Language is almost a picture language. Every country has a different sign language. American Sign Language is only spoken in the United States, Canada, Mexico, and I forgot a couple countries in Africa, And there are a few in Europe. The Europeans have developed their own sign language. That's another story. But this is something we need to do together. So, we ready?
Pretty much. Let me get mine back around here. So you'll do the signing, and I'll do the singing, and you'll do singing too, right? We're going to do the chorus. Let's get together and work it out. You never know until you try. Let's get together and work it out. We can help each other get by. Once more. Let's get together and work it out. You never know until you try. Let's get together and work it out. We can help each other get by. We're tired of being shoved to the back of the shelf, forgotten and ignored. We're tired of just sitting and watching TV, seeing things we could never afford. And we know all around there are millions like us, scattered throughout the land. Through too many years and through too many tears, we've needed each other's hand. What do you think we ought to do about that, huh, folks? Well, let's get together and work it out. You never know until you try. So let's get together and work it out. We can help each other get by. Now some can't walk, some can't talk, come up. Some can't hear or see. If you want to join us, you can. Whatever other problems some of us have, a big one is society. 'Cause it teaches you to concentrate on what is lost and not what we still can do. You tangle us up in lots of red tape. We could use some help to cut your way through. So let's get together and work it out. You never know until you try. Oh, let's get together and work it out. We can help each other get by. Well, every day, children are born who need some extra help in school. Too many don't get it. They suffer neglect for life, and they are branded a fool. No matter how old or young we are, most of us still can learn. And if you've been lucky all of your life, you never know, it may be your turn. Oh well, let's get together and work it out. You never know until you try. So let's get together and work it out. We can help each other. Now, one more time, so let's get together and work it out. You never know until you try. Let's get together and work it out. We can help each other now. Grand finale! Let's get together and work it out. You never know until you try. Let's get together and work it out. We can help each other get by. So let's help each other get by. We're everyone. Let's get together.
And as Melinda extinguishes our chalice, would you please join me in saying the words for chalice extinguishing? They are in your order of service. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again.
Thank you for sticking with us here. I know we're a little over. I did want to share this. I didn't know if I would have the energy to do it, but I want to. I am a messenger, a keeper of the flame. Like you, I'm just passing through. Inside, we're all the same. We all have a calling here, with something special to do. I am a messenger. Here's a message for you. This world is a scary place. If you think that you're alone, if you worry from day to day, and decide that hope is gone, yet we can join in the song of life, where we all play a part. Love teaches us harmony when we listen with our heart. All around we see cruelty, with filthy greed and shame. From the chaos and pain we feel, we want someone else to blame. If life seems like a prison now, don't just curse at the bars. Release your own song of love, and then reach for the stars. You are a messenger, a keeper of the flame. It's true, you're just passing through. Inside, we're the same. We all have a calling here, something special to do. We all have a calling here, and we learn to be free. I'm ready to listen now. Please share your message with me. I'm ready to listen now. Please share your message with me. And join us in the community room and share.
And let's create the extended family network that includes everyone. Okay, let's do a little I love you stuff, okay? Peace and love. Peace and love. Yay.